Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the third WAYYYYYCIST cards that you can play in the Shades of Dominion, and it's a spicy one. It's Jihad. Now, Jihad is also Jihad. I've actually wanted to do this one because it is incredibly unique in flavor. This is one of the banned Magic the Gathering cards that you will be able to convert for your own Shades of Dominion role-playing experience as a dreadful, hateful racist, if you want to play the game in this way. Jihad. Choose a color. As long as opponent has cards of this color in play, all white creatures get +2/+1. Jihad must be discarded immediately if at any time the opponent has no cards of this color in play. Now, what is interesting about this is this card, again, this is a global enchantment, which means we'll be making a character aspect, not a spell template per se. So this is something that the character is going to be able to carry with them as a feat rather than an actual spell. But what is so freaking awesome about this is this kind of interplay in the roleplay experience is similar to what I had to do with other mechanics like Trample. Now, Trample, for those of you who play Magic the Gathering, know that Trample is, okay, just deal excess damage to the player. Simple. Easy. And in a card game, that's more than feasible. But in a roleplay game, where there is no opposing player, there's just you and the world around you, you have to adjust. You have to make the mechanic make sense. So for Trample, what we did is I turned it into Cleave, which makes sense. If you're going to have extra damage, make another attack roll and deal the damage. Bada bing, bada boom. Jihad gives us this same kind of opportunity, except we're not going to call it Jihad, because we don't have to, because in roleplay, this actually is already made. And this is the point where I take a moment to remind you, this card was banned for racismos, for racism, for being evil, because it's jihad, because it's, shall we say, politically insensitive to mention that jihad is a thing, or that it's a particular culture that engages it, or that it's a white card that is purging all of the other things. This is evil, this is racist, this is bigoted, but this card and its effects are so common in most roleplay games that you're not allowed to play it, and we're going to bring it to life. And this is going to make sense as soon as you see it. Favored enemy. That's what this is. That is how this card, this enchantment, this trait, this character aspect translates into the roleplay experience. We've already known, and preferred enemy has many iterations. Sometimes it's preferred enemy, sometimes it's hatred, or something along those lines, or hated foe if you're playing Dark Heresy or something to that effect. Oh, pardon me for 1 minute. I apologize, I just had to sneeze. I'm not supposed to tell you that, but it happened. So, so yes, this is favored enemy. The Jihad card, the evil racist thing, is a common trope in all of adventure role-playing, in which you have that race, you have that type, you have that that archetype, the goblin, the dragon, the undead. You have a favored enemy, and that's what Jihad is capturing, except with flavored enemy. Now we're going to do the same process again with determining mana cost. So converted shade cost is going to be, okay, so the law of common, we multiply it by 0.15. That's going to be an odd number. So we're going to round it up to 2. It's going to cost 5. Multiply that by 2. We're going to give it 10. So it's more than something that you can start off with. Most certainly, this is something that you're going to have to work up to. So we're going to just make that the attribute cost. Or activation cost, I'm sorry. Activation cost. And so after the activation cost, we've determined that this is not a card that you're able to use right off the bat. This is something that your character is going to have to grow into. In other words, there's going to have to be a favored enemy for you to hate as you roleplay and grow in the Shades of Dominion, which is appropriate. This is not something you should be taking right off the bat anyway. What is the next? Yes. The attributes. Now, again, in Purity, we have 3 attributes. We have the Light, we have Order, and we have Protection. Now, which of these... Now, Order is... Protection is about dominions, or about choosing colors, so it might have a little bit of splash of protection. However, and Order, however, is more militaristic. It doesn't really have a prejudice. We could say that the bonuses are Order-like in that it reflects inner training. However, when it comes to favorite enemy, I am very tempted to put it in Light, because Light is about the flavor of Jihad, the bigotry, the discernment, the saying, no, this is an outsider, get them out, clear them out, says Jihad. And so Jihad does have that kind of feel to it. So what we can do is, I think it touches all 3, to be honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the requirements for Light to being 6, and 10. No, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I really did this. I'm not sure with this one. I'm really not sure. So let's just do 3, 3, and 12 is what we're going to do. These are going to be the prerequisites for this character aspect. And so that's what we're going to go with. Now, in terms of effect, what does it actually, what should it actually say? So what we're going to say is, this Shade Mage chooses a Dominion. This Shade Mage and its Purity Shade summons get +2 power/damage, because Shade Mages do not have a power, but they do share a toughness, and +1 toughness. Okay, this Shade Mage and its Purity summons get +2 power/damage and + toughness against the chosen Dominion. Now, this has to be properly, more cleanly phrased, against those with this Dominion, with that Dominion, we'll say. And this is this is favored enemy. That is the core crux of what Jihad actually looks like in this game. It's not going to be something like, oh, just warfare. That this actually describes a phenomenon that is common in roleplay, and it's been taken away from you because of the current year. The current thing. This is what's cool, and Magic the Gathering has foolishly said, "Oh, you don't need that. We're going to bring it back in Shades of Dominion." So the banned racist card Jihad, translated into the Shades of Dominion, has become a classic feat in most popular role plays. You have played it. If you've rolled dice and you've made a character, you have at least seen the builds where abilities like favorite enemy or hatred for a certain species or advantage against certain monsters is a common thing, and that is what Jihad is all about. It's all about having a favorite enemy, and that's what we're going to show you in a couple days. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for going over the Jihad, and I hope you have some time to throw some shade today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.